This is my first tutorial on how to make a VTuber. We're going to make a VTuber. I've been pushing this back for a while because I am nervous, I'm shy. I'm not that great at modeling. I got these going on. Again, it won't be forever because I realized how this is my first avatar I ever made. Look at that. I'm not gonna use this. I'm not gonna use this. I'll turn off the hand tracking once we actually get started because this is a distraction. I don't need this. Cool though, fingers work. Fingers work. Alright. The wrists, I didn't know what I was doing. It's important to have a workflow. So we're gonna make a thing called workflow. Right? I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just step one is the design, right? So this workflow, step one, we have to come up with an idea, which I'm gonna tell you soon. Okay, so step two is the mesh. So we're designing the mesh, which is the mesh is just like the surfaces, the skin, the what you see. Well, like there's not an entire order of how to do things. The first thing we do need is the mesh. After that, we need like the armature. So yeah, things like the armature, things like the what are those called? Shape keys, armature, shape keys, textures, and each of these things I'm gonna go over. The best part. UVs requires drawing. We're gonna end up going into like, if not Photoshop, then I guess like Procreate or something. I can record. I prefer to be doing it here, but I might end up just making textures on my iPad. These are the steps. These are the generic steps to creating a VTuber in 3D with Blender 3.3. So we're gonna start with step one. Maybe this might end up being a 9 video, 10. I might end up making a 10. We'll see what having fun looks like. But we're gonna start with step one, which I've already done. But I'll tell you what I went through for it. This is the first page of my design process. I'm not that good at drawing. I don't draw enough, right? But that doesn't matter because I'm working in. Okay, it does matter. It does. If I draw better, my 3D designs will have better designs. If I draw gooder. So yeah, this is where I started. Like I wanted to keep the same thing because what I decided was to make kind of like splice my main character into like something else to make a clone of himself, but like an apprentice. First thing I thought was hang him. I can't tell. That's an E. Okay. Okay. Don't judge me. So yeah, the first thing I thought, like I went through a bunch of stuff, like just keep drawing until like you start throwing up some new things. Like I just started drawing circles. Like I was going crazy. Super gross. Like just starting with something, anything, squares, bigger squares. Like I started off with like, what scale did I want? What scale did I want? This was the basic shape of it. It's not like, like I'm pattern and like how do I put this? I am pattern, right? That is me. But the scientist guy isn't necessarily pattern. That's just a scientist. So the scientist has an apprentice. And I haven't decided on the name yet. I was thinking about Mad Labs, but what they could. So scientist as an apprentice, and the things that I wanted to focus on for him, granted, he might still have like bits of my persona. He needs a head, he needs a body, he needs a beak, he needs a white front, black everything. He needs web feet, and he needs to be round. Right? This was the first page. Here we are, drawing more circles. Like, you know what? Let's give him shoes. Because like web feet, weird. We're gonna have a hard time with like the points. No, I think the X's were just like I didn't like the X's, and I was like, you know what? Let's give him some dapper kicks. Don't remember what these are happening here. I think I just like the clothes I was thinking about giving him, and like this was okay, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't know. I'm gonna have to censor this, I bet. You know, I get bored sometimes. I like to draw too sometimes. So this is the next stage. You know, when his mouth opens, he shows the same teeth. He's got two teeth, just like the professor, just like the scientist. He's got a butler tie, and his belly helps him go fast. He's got gloves. He's got gloves because he's like a kind of somewhat like a butler. I don't want a penguin because it's black and white at first, but you know that this isn't the final design. Literally any kind of shoe. Yeah, I didn't get too important with the shoe, and I kind of just gave up with the other one because it's only a catch. His feet are gross or weird. That was part of the design I was going to give him. Hairy white feet, like too hairy. Like his shoe comes out. Like imagine this shoe is his actual shoe. He comes off, and like it goes like up to here. Too much hair. That's where all his hair went. Right. That was my original idea. Then we continue with, okay, how am I going to make this? That's not good enough. You know, it was a really basic shape. It doesn't need to be so simple like that. Coming up with a ratio. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And I don't know what that is. Got a peg for a leg. That was interesting. Again, just keep on going. I don't have a good design process. I don't design that much. I'm not good at designing, so I am drawing like a monkey. This was some ideas for an animation, maybe an intro. But what's important here is this. I'm not doing this. He's super boring. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Dr. Mad Labs can do better. Dr. Mad Labs can do better. Here I have to think through, like, okay, what am I gonna do? It's better to write things down and, like, kind of talk to yourself. This is for one design that does not reflect pattern, name, slogan, icon, or otherwise. Yeah, Dr. Mad Labs. Okay, then. Oh, yeah. Question mark. We're gonna come up with, like, the guy. Because I started over again. I didn't like my penguin. It's too simple. It needs to be a better design. So I want him to be an assistant, to have a flat head, to be a portable table. He must be fast. He must be obedient. He must never have control. Because he is a clone, and he's going to have the same glasses as the nurse. This dude, DNA. So, what I want: laser eyes, flashlight eyes, blue light eyes, X-ray, and X-ray mode. With his eyes, that's just what Mad Labs expects from his apprentice, because he's kind of crazy. Look at this page. It's so empty. That happens. That's what artists do. They do nothing. That happens. Not a penguin, but still with penguin-like qualities? Maybe not. Again, nice process of thinking there. Way to get nowhere, Pat. Really. And just spitting things out. I don't know what this is. So this is where I finally step back into my stuff. I was making my room, my whole lab. One of the rooms for the lab. I figured out that when you want to make something, well, it's not just I figured out. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how there is no original idea. An original idea is other ideas with a spin. Nowadays, that's pretty much it. So, new VTuber time. That was my motivation. Would two things together, like croissant addict. What does everyone have in common? Croissants. And then let's give it a spin. Make it a rabbit. So I don't know. The first thing I did was I just made this big dude, and was just playing with ideas. That's what this page is. And then I came up with this, kind of like the same idea as the penguin. It's not addicted, rabbit clone. Just run with it. It's too late, Pat. We're taking too much time. This is only my third design. One of them was actually a request. So this is my second design. This is my second personal design. So yeah, we gotta give him shoes. Oh shit, I'm giving shoes. Okay, and create a T-pose on Procreate. That was the idea. That's what we're gonna do. This is what we came up with. The croissant addicted rabbit clone. So we're back here now, and the next thing I wanted to show you was the actual first step. That's part of the design, coming up with an idea. We saw it, started to draw it. this video is about the first step. The first step is the design. And, we have to come up with an idea. We have the idea. It's the bunny. And we're going to make it, like we drew it. We came up with the idea and we drew it. We turned it into digital. And this is where I ended up talking with a couple of people. And one of them, they helped me the most. And they're the ones that sent me some references. Like, they let me know. Like, one, this shape doesn't work so well, it's too clustered. It's a good point. When you're drawing something, when you're making an iconic character, the silhouette needs to be recognizable solely by the silhouette alone. So I took that, and this is what I came up with right here. This is what we're going to be using. We got the shoes and the gloves that are the same color, pants, slightly more gray, white. I'm going to be eyedropping these colors to create the exact colors, right? The croissant and the ears. The ears, I'm not so sure how I'm going to make just yet, right? Because this is going to be in 3D. They're going to be floppy anyway. But this has an alpha background. There is no background. So when we import this into Blender, it's going to be transparent. We imported the Blender. We did all this stuff. We're on step 1. Did the idea, drew it, we made it digital, so we drew it again. And now we're going to import it into Blender. This is like the easiest step. Okay, right here. It's as simple as dragging and dropping. Or if you want to, you can like get the image from here, and then I think it's reference. But who has that kind of time? So in the upcoming video, we're going to make the mesh. This, super exciting. I love all of it. I'm going to make more videos. If you want to see more, then hit that sub button. If you think this is a good video for people that want to make something like this, liking it also helps with the algorithm and helps other people find my tutorials. This is the first video out of, I want to say 10. I don't know. It's so hard to say goodbye. I don't know. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, have a nice week. Have a nice, take care of yourselves. Yeah, take care of yourselves. These are finger guns. Pew pew. Pew 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 to you. Pattern. That's cringe. I might keep that.